Hey there and welcome, my name is Pete and as usual this is a short channel update video for June 2017. To start us off, as always, a look back at last month, and I'm happy to say the channel is still growing at a nice pace. There were a few days at the beginning of May where all the numbers went down a bit, and I admit that had me worried a bit, but things quickly went back to normal and by the time this video goes up we should have cracked the 700 subscriber mark. Another thing maybe, while we're looking back, the ever-popular topic of the recent changes in the YouTube advertisement policy. Now I am by no means making a huge amount of money off of YouTube, but still the little amount I was able to generate each month has pretty much been cut in half after those changes. I won't go into detail here about what was changed and why, there are other people out there who have already done an excellent job explaining all that, it's just something that has been on my mind these past few weeks. Because when you see those first dollars, or in my case euros, when you see those roll in, you get that tiny glimmer of hope that maybe, just maybe, you will one day be able to do this for a living. And whether or not that's ever actually going to happen, that's an entirely different discussion, but I think everyone who's passionate about creating content on YouTube is allowed to have that hope. And those changes really were a bit of a wake-up call in that regard. They were a strong sign that YouTube can, pretty much from one day to another, make absolutely drastic changes that leave a lot of content creators behind. Now, like I said, it doesn't affect me that much and I was never making a whole lot of money to begin with, but for me it's also less about the amount of money that I or other people lose out on, it's more about the fact that we have absolutely zero control here and that you can just wake up one day and see your channel make a fraction of the money it used to make. And again, it's not about the money in particular here, it's about the fact that there are people who already do this for a living and that YouTube is becoming an increasingly unpredictable, let's call it business environment for these people. And that is what worries me a bit. Now, I have been rambling on for longer than I actually wanted about this. It's just seeing a platform that was once a haven for independent content creators, and big and small alike, turn more and more into a place where the big players hold all the cards and it gets increasingly more difficult for small channels with limited resources to find their place. That is at the core of why I'm a bit skeptical about the future of YouTube in general. Because I don't want YouTube to turn into basically TV 2.0. I want to keep doing this and I want to be able to still have that hope that I mentioned earlier, however small it might be. Now on to happier things. The channel is still growing nicely and in all three series we're close to major changes. Let's kick things off with NBA 2K17, where a new video should be out this week, and with that only 6 more teams remain in the 3 Moves to Make series. Once that series is done, I will likely take a break from 2K17, maybe I'll do a one-off video here and there, but the fresh series should come out with the release of 2K18. In the Mass Effect playthrough, we are getting closer to the climax of the main storyline, but it seems like you guys want to delay that a bit. Most of you were in favor of playing through the DLC first, and I think that's what we're going to do next. So expect a new video featuring the Bring Down the Sky DLC in a few days. Last but not least, with The Sims 3 in the last episode, we finally completed the Beetle and Butterfly collections, meaning that Ayesha now only has a few errands to run, but is, all in all, outliving her usefulness, as cruel as that might sound. We will therefore soon turn her into a ghost, and I also received some feedback from you guys what kind of ghost you'd like to see. I will leave the links to both straw polls, the Mass Effect one and the one for The Sims, down below, so if you haven't voted already, feel free to do that. And that's about it. June might be a bit on the stressful side with a few projects that I have going on in my personal life right now, but I don't expect any major delays or breaks, so it is somewhat safe to assume that for each of the 3 series a new video will go up every week. And with that I think I have talked about all my points for this video. Yep, that's all, so I am now only left with the task to say thank you all for watching and I'll see you next time. Cheers.